Alrighty, we're good to go. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new, welcome. If not, thank you so much for joining us today. Anazi said I owe you guys an explanation for why I've been gone for so long.
I mean, I feel like everybody does deserve an explanation, right? I mean, if you're a loyal subscriber to her channel and you're always there commenting, sharing, and liking, you do deserve an explanation.
Okay, I do have a mini explanation for my mini sabbatical. Yeah, man, it was just the technicalities of things. You know, I was busy with other things and I just could not find time to focus on the YouTube channel, but it does not matter anymore because I am here. You know, and I have good and bad news. So I have decided that I am not going to structure my YouTube channel anymore. Remember, I said it was going to be the beauty, lifestyle, and what's the other one? I forgot the other thing. Traveling, something like that. I can't remember. But I thought maybe people don't really care about what I do in my free time. So we should speak about bigger issues.
But that's what you think. People actually do care about what other people are doing. I mean, we care about a whole lot of influencers, hence we also subscribe to their channels.
I'm really not interesting, guys. I know what I'm talking about. I'm really boring. So I've decided that I'm going to focus the channel on the Beauty Beyond Barbie series. If you are new and don't know about it, so what we do with the Beauty Beyond Barbie series is that we debunk, question, and redefine what beauty looks like for us. You know, we go away from the dominant narrative of what beauty should look like. And that's why I have the thick chick with
Anazi, the thick chick with a deep voice.
There we go. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
It feels like our show, you know?
I mean, I'm owning the show, guys. I'm owning it. It is definitely our show. Just for this episode, it belongs to us now.
You never know. Maybe you could come back and we could host it together.
You'll never know.
Anyway, we're going to get right into it. I have a few questions for you. I once did an interview with her. If you want to check it out, it's on Tembisa Content TV. And we touched on a bit on, you know, beauty standards. And we spoke about how you grew up thick child, you know, and with a deep voice. So
all of this thickness
and beauty. I want to take you back to, you know, your, not genesis per se, but like, you know, to your childhood, to primary school days. And I want to know what was said to you then that influenced you now.
Okay, so growing up, really, I didn't have a low self-esteem, but I was kind of not really confident. But like I wouldn't volunteer to do anything. Let me just say that. But if a teacher would like pick me out, you do something, I would do it gladly.
Yeah.
So growing up with this kind of voice, with my deep voice, obviously, I feel like my peers felt like it wasn't normal for a female to have like a guy-like voice, and I hated it so much because. I think I also had my own insecurities about my voice. It's not really about what people used to say about me, you know, or say about it, or point it out, or mock me. It's because I also had an insecurity of my voice because I felt like, it is really deep, dude. Like, I remember, but this was during high school. I remember a friend of mine called me. I think it was during the night, if I'm not mistaken. He called me, and as soon as I picked up, he thought it was my dad. Hectic, right? So I think all of that trauma from primary school now came. I was like, okay, are we going back and are we dealing with the same thing we dealt with back in primary? You know, like, whereas I was a tomboy, guys. So I don't know if, okay, it's crazy because, wait, the combos could communicate because you're a tomboy and you have this voice, so it kind of works, you know. But here's the thing, I wasn't lesbian, I was tomboy, I was a girl, so very aware I was a girl, I was straight, still am. But maybe for somebody else that would have been something positive to match with this character that they have, a tomboy. So, but for me, it wasn't like that because I was still a girl. So what I had to do was kind of like squeaking it to just fit in. Yeah, no. I won't do it for you guys, but I used to speak in it. Like,
have to do it.
Yeah. So I had to overcome all of that, but it took. I don't know, because I was never really I'm saying, I never had like a low self-esteem issues or all of that, but I guess it was just something that has always been there at the back of my mind, kind of troubled me growing up. Yeah, so them pointing it out didn't make it any better. Okay.
And what were those insecurities? Because you speak a lot about these insecurities, but I want to know what exactly and how did they affect the adult that you became?
Okay, firstly, let me talk about my body size. I hated the fact that I was big, like I was fat. And how I explain it is you couldn't really tell between my upper body and my lower body because I was round. I was like that. I was like a donut and I hated it. I hated it because even society, you know, almost. So, and how it was associated with you overeating or you know all of that. And honestly guys, guys, I've never but
but I also feel like we shouldn't have to explain ourselves.
Yeah, true.
We shouldn't have to be on some I don't eat a lot, you know.
You understand. So into being because I was just like, here you are, you're big, you have a deep voice, you kind of seem like you come across as a bully because you stand up to bullies. Why? Because you're fat and you have a deep voice, so you kind of scare them away. You know, so it was just very conflicting thoughts. Growing up, I was a very confused child, I guess. You know, I was very confused. I remember my mom asking me, dude, are you lesbian? Are you like, what are you? But it's because of all these things that came with growing up, you know, being big, having this deep voice that you have no control over whatsoever, you know. But I think like my thoughts these childhood traumas were now coming at me, and I don't know, they just bombarded me, I guess. And sometimes they'll catch me off guard and be like, oh damn, that insecurity. Or maybe simply by walking into a room full of slimmer girls, you know, and I'm literally the only big one, and I'm just like, are we all here for the same thing? You know, I know they're not gonna pick me. I mean, I'm literally the biggest girl in the room. Or you go to an audition for something, I don't know, maybe voiceover or whatnot, and then you feel like somebody else has a nicer voice than yours. That insecurity from back in the days, it's like, oh, okay, it's haunting you now, coming back. You have a guy-like voice. It's unacceptable within the society. So I don't know, in this kulanga, I guess. Yeah,
you learn to live with it. I think
you do.
I also say that a lot about colorism and just being dark-skinned, you know. Sometimes you think, oh no, I love my dark skin, you know, I look cute anyway. And then you get into a room full of light-skinned women, or you chill with niggas who are like, no, dark skin is not my preference. And then those insecurities play again, you know. So I don't really think we ever overcome, like, you know, those childhood traumas because of how we look, but I just think we learn to live with who we are, which is unfair. We shouldn't have to live like that.
It's really unfair.
It's not fair,
Lenny, bro. Like it's really unfair. This is something you really have no control over.
Nothing.
You're succumbing to peer pressure. Look a certain way, behave a certain way, sound a certain way, you know. So these are the things that we deal with, and it's scary because it comes from women. Amongst ourselves, we belittle each other, we mock each other, we shame each other, body shame each other. It's a lot. But
I always say that it's also a systematic problem, you know. Before we get to the women, it's just in the system. It's from up there, you know. That's the beauty standard, and these women also adhere to it. These men who call us names also adhere to these. They ascribe to those beauty standards. They know what's preferred, and that's what they were taught. You know what I mean? So I do agree that some women do body shame us. They do speak ill about how we look, but it's also, we can't tackle the problem at a lower level if we don't start gohodimo, you know. And gohodimo, it's a systematic problem. Like, mainstream media advertises certain looks, and you know,
it's crazy, dude. It's crazy. Okay, recently I've always been in love with fashion. Fashion, but I thought like bigger girls just don't stand a chance within the industry. I mean, that would look too big. You can't wear oversized shirt because it's going to look too big on you, you know, those kind of things. And then you see certain influencers overcoming that beauty standard and you're just like, oh, okay. So thick girls, we're taking over. And this is not to say slimmer girls don't matter. This is now saying that we've been ignored within the industry for so long. Please allow us to embrace it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I mean, you speak about slimmer girls, right? And I think we had this conversation, you and I, that
we always have these conversations.
we always do. Like, the one problem does not negate the other, but we also can't act like the magnitude of the problems are the same.
That's true.
We can't act like if we were to go for a fashion-related audition thing, chances are that they'll take me because I'm skinnier, you know? I'm like the mainstream, you know, preference, whatever, you know? So even when we speak about these things, we should really be honest with the fact that the magnitude of the problem is not the same.
It's not the same.
It's really not the same.
No, it's not.
You spoke about voiceovers and feeling like other people sound better than you do. Do you feel like there are any other opportunities that you missed because of how you sound or how you look?
Yeah, but I think, I think it's not because I wasn't deserving of the opportunity, but I feel like, you know, sometimes when you audition for anything, there's gonna be a description of what they're looking for.
Yeah.
And because you just like, you know what, let me just go for it. I know this is not the kind of voice that they want, but let me just go because I've been told I have this nice deep voice.
Yeah.
So I'll probably convince them otherwise. Then you don't get the opportunity. Not because you're not deserving it, but because of the description, you didn't meet the criteria.
Okay.
It's just that.
That was your situation.
Yeah, that was my situation.
So you don't feel like there's any opportunity that you could have gotten, but you didn't get because you sounded a certain way or you looked a certain way?
Maybe looked a certain way, but not sound a certain way.
Okay, yeah. Alrighty.
Definitely looked a certain way.
I'm happy about the fact that you didn't miss out on any opportunity because of your voice.
Yes.
But I'm not happy
Of
about
the fact
you
that
missing an opportunity because of how you look.
Yes.
That's not fair. Moving on to the next question. I want to know, when is it that you freed yourself from, you know, this dominant narrative of what beauty should look like? When did you decide to fucked up, actually?
Okay, it started when I was in, because during high school I still had my insecurities. Yes, I would juta myself and say, that girl over there. I mean, look at me, look at this. But as soon as you step outside the world, you just cringe again.
Yeah,
just like, okay, why are they staring? Why are they staring? Why are they staring? And then I remember this one guy was like, okay, I think I was wearing something very short. So I have huge thighs, as y'all can see. I mean, I have huge ass thighs, rugby thighs, thunder thighs. So I was wearing something very short. And I kept on like pulling my skirt down because I was a bit uncomfortable because everybody was literally staring. And then this guy was like, see again, because I'm like, yeah, I know, but I'm feeling uncomfortable because everybody's literally staring at me. And he was like, no, they're staring because you look good. Have you thought about that? I was like, actually, I keep telling myself, looking at myself in the mirror, like I look beautiful.
You look cute.
But here, when I step outside the world, I now cringe and I forget about me encouraging myself in the mirror. So that guy, whoever you are, I don't remember his name, but if you're watching this, like, you're definitely the guy that actually changed my whole perspective about my beauty and accepting myself the way I am, thick cheek, thick thighs. That's
such a beautiful encounter. I want to wrap it up. But before we wrap it up, there are little girls out there who have a deep voice, who look a certain way. And I want you to give them advice. You know, what would you say to that little girl who's sitting in her little corner because she sounds a certain way?
There's a reason why you sound a certain way. And in life, all the insecurities that we have when we're young, as we get older, it becomes the magic of our world. Just like me, my voice was my childhood trauma. And I'm on radio right now and I love it and I'm doing what I like because I am Anazi, the thick chick with a deep voice. So whoever you are, whether your voice is squeaky or maybe because you're big, embrace who you are. Because honestly, Dala, people don't really care about these things. They don't matter. What matters is how you wear your insecurity. That's it.
I feel like that was such an insightful conversation, a very important one at that. I do hope that you keep spreading these rays of sunshine Speaking of which, since you're a radio presenter, do you want to link us out?
Make sure that you interact with us on all our social media platforms. We are on YouTube, but also if you want to check my girl out here, she's also on Instagram, Facebook, as well as Twitter. You're on Twitter?
I deactivated Twitter.
Okay, she deactivated Twitter. But anyway, this is your girl Anazi. Thank you for the deep voice. I am signing out saying goodbye, bye. But do not forget to comment, subscribe,
like, and do the things. You know what to do. Hey, see you next time. Mwah.